Now, talking about that, Dave, one of the things that we were commenting just before we went live, we started talking about those viral videos which are talking about the good things about the coronavirus, and we both of us have mixed feelings about them. So possibly you can share a little bit about them, and then let's show this video so that they can see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to talk about because I know that everyone has to find their own perspective and their own way of getting through. And there's no right or wrong one as long as you're not hurting other people. It's your own way, your own path. But I think that it's very important to be mindful that there are a lot of people suffering, a lot of people being diagnosed, and it's not any fault of anybody. It's just a virus. And some people will die as a result of this. Some people have lost family members. So I'm very much in the camp that it's always good to find the silver lining with every cloud. But I think you've got to be mindful of the people that have been hurt or are suffering, and don't go out and say it's a good thing that we're all like this because a reset button is good because we're closer to family and blah, blah, blah. My thoughts are that you can do that, but you also have to have respect of those who are in quarantine, those whose businesses will not survive this, and for those who are actually diagnosed as positive.
Thank you for shaking us and showing us we are dependent on something much bigger than we think. Thank you for making us appreciate the luxury we lived in, abundance of products, freedom, health, and realizing we were taking it for granted. Thank you for stopping us to make us see how lost we were in the busyness, not having time for the most basic things. Thank you for allowing us to put aside all our problems we thought were so important and showing us what is actually important. Thank you for stopping the transport. The earth was begging us to look at the pollution for a very long time. We didn't listen. Thank you for all the fear. It has been a global disease for years, but not many of us wanted to face it. And now we have to face it and learn how to embrace it with love and with the support of our community. Thank you for this reevaluation of our lives. Thank you as we finally understand what it means that we are all connected. Thank you for the unity between all of us. We knew the world has to change. Thank you for helping us to undermine everything and giving us a chance to build the world from the very beginning.
This virus is part of us. It's between us, in us. It connected us all, either physically or energetically. Gratitude supports the immune system, but also lets us see things from many perspectives. And it's up to us which perspective we will choose, but best is to be aware of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, the video has gone viral. I got it sent to me on WhatsApp. It's a beautiful video, and then the lady comes through at the end and discusses how her take is on it. I think there's a lot of value in sharing those ideas, and people will feel better for seeing the positive spin on it. But I just still think you've got to be mindful of those who are having a hard time right now as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just super important. I was just watching a couple of videos of some people that actually have the virus, and they are basically mentioning that it feels like having your lungs full of crystals. And I cannot even imagine that feeling. So yes, of course, it's great to remain positive, but we also have to be very empathic. We also have to be very supportive, and especially the old people. I think the old people are the ones which are the most at risk. And we need to be conscious about that. So, I mean, even if we have to really implement that social distance to them, I think it is a lot more valuable that we can see it in both ways. Sure, we have to remain positive, We have to continue with the quarantine. I know that as it says there in the video at the very end, life will never be the same again. I 100% believe that life will never be the same again. But we have to make sure that we see both sides, that we stay positive, but we also empathic for those of us which are suffering. Doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in Italy, whether you're in China, whether you're in Korea, whether you're in any country, we have to be empathic.
One of the things that's come out of this, at least, is the connection, which I felt that over the last couple of years, we've been losing connection as a global village. With this, it makes everyone realize it doesn't matter who you are, what your religious background is, your faith, your color, your ethnicity, your persuasions. You are as open to it as everybody else. And I've watched a number of videos where people are saying, don't worry, it's a virus that will attack other people. And it's like, no. And I don't think you should be telling people that. There's a lot that makes it a leveler. I hate to say it. Blood is red when it comes out from everybody. And it's one of those things that does wind me up, where people do politicize something like this. The only thing that matters is getting people out the other side in one piece.
No. I wanted just to, because right now that we actually went into this, I have another great video, which I think it will fit perfectly here.
America is going through a kind of vision test, an exam on how we view one another. Do we see only ourselves, or do we get the bigger picture? Those Gen Z types partying on the beach could use some corrective lenses. And for the TP hoarders, you know who you are. Seriously? On the other hand, hip hip hooray for the folks in the grocery stores and pharmacies and the people who resupply them. And for those on the front lines, nurses, paramedics, PAs, and doctors, gratitude is not a good enough word to express our appreciation. And also thanks to their families, who know with every patient comes some risk. Finally, to the social distance superstars, who realize keeping your distance is the best way to slow the virus. Indeed, our best expression of loving your neighbor. Maybe we should call it 2020 Vision. Harry Smith, NBC News.
So I think this is really super powerful because it really shows the way that we should be feeling.
It does. And I think that the danger of it is that we are all aware, and we should all be aware, that this is something as a community. It's how we help each other survive by not being selfish and not going out and hugging people because you haven't seen them for a while. Respect their space. Don't hug them because you want to hug them. If they don't want to do it, don't do it. I just hope that at the end of it, we don't have a knock-on effect of people not being close together and not bonding and not caring because they spent so long in quarantine. So I think it's very important to be able to talk about it, exercise it, but realize that even though the world is going to change as far as the way that we relate to each other and viruses that's a given, it shouldn't stop us still caring about each other the way that we did before the virus came along.